care is that we're now on the hook, all of us, in case the FAIR Plan runs out of money.
Which it did, which it has.
That's right.
California's FAIR Plan is supposed to help people who can't get insurance anywhere else. So if you don't have a FAIR Plan insurance policy, you may think it doesn't impact you. You should think again. An CBS News California investigation found the FAIR Plan has a lot of secrets. Investigative reporter Julie Watts is here now to show us what we don't know will cost us.
That's right, Pat. And there is a lot we don't know about the California FAIR Plan, which hasn't really been that big of a deal for the last 50 years or so because the FAIR Plan was small and private insurance companies covered its debt. But now the FAIR Plan is growing and quickly. And those of us who don't have FAIR Plan insurance are now on the hook for its debt. So suddenly that FAIR Plan and the secrets affect us all.
Oh, it's been horrible. It's so painful.
Just down the street from Helen Meisel's Pacific Palisades home, the neighborhood is unrecognizable. Meanwhile,
Do you feel lucky that your house is still standing?
this is Helen's home.
I have mixed emotions.
Just months before the LA fires, Helen got her insurance renewal letter.
If you do have a mortgage, you need to have the insurance.
State Farm only agreed to renew her policy without fire coverage, meaning they'll cover damage to the dwelling and personal property, but not if it's caused by fire. Her only option for that was a policy from the California FAIR Plan, which covers far less than regular insurance and costs a lot more.
I'm paying 2 policies, more than double.
California is one of more than 30 states with these FAIR plans, or fair access to insurance requirements, intended for people who can't get coverage anywhere else. To understand California's FAIR Plan, we have to go back to the 1960s. After the Watts riots, insurers felt urban property was getting too risky to cover. So California lawmakers created the Insurance of Last Resort. It offers bare-bones, high-cost policies for homes in high-risk areas. Fast forward 6 decades, and the highest risk in California has shifted from riots to wildfires. And the FAIR Plan has ballooned to one of the largest insurers in the state.
The reason all of us should care is that we're now on the hook, all of us, in case the FAIR Plan runs out of money.
Which it did, which it has.
That's right.
Former California Insurance Commissioner Dave Jones explains so far the FAIR Plan says it needs at least $1 billion more than it has to cover the LA fires. And thanks to a controversial executive order that took effect just days before the LA fires, people without a FAIR Plan policy will pay to help cover the FAIR Plan shortfall with a one-time fee on their insurance bill.
I think it's going to come as a rude awakening to many Californians.
He explains every insurer in California is required to be part of the nonprofit association of insurers that independently runs California's FAIR Plan. In good years, the insurers can make money, paying themselves dividends from the FAIR Plan reserves. But if those reserves run out of money, say after a big event like the LA fires, then every insurer is charged an assessment to cover the cost of the claims. And now anyone with any property insurance will pay to reimburse their insurer to cover the costs the FAIR Plan can't cover.
So since we're all on the hook, we ought to be able to see what's in those financial statements.
But we can't. The California FAIR Plan is the only insurer in the state that doesn't publicly disclose its financials. And unlike FAIR Plans in other states, its board meetings, minutes, audits, and reports are private. They won't even tell us who's on the FAIR Plan's 9-member governing board.
And I'm a pretty well-known, insurance consumer advocate. People say to me, Amy, who's on the FAIR Plan governing board? Like, I can't find that information out. Like, it's not public.
Amy Bach notes the FAIR Plan board is so secretive, she remembers a time when they wouldn't even let the chief deputy insurance commissioner sit in on a meeting.
The FAIR Plan made them sit out in the hall.
Former Commissioner Jones remembers that, too.
He showed up. They convened the meeting, and then they went to executive session and left the meeting.
Even the public representative appointed by the governor is not allowed to share any information with the public.
What do you say to the argument that since we're all on the hook, we ought to be able to see those financial statements, we ought to be able to be privy to the executive board meetings?
You can understand how someone would have that opinion.
Rex Frazier represents the insurance industry.
They are not a governmental entity. Now,
no, neither are the other FAIR Plans in 35 other states, but they provide those documents, and California's does not.
If you're suggesting the law that should be changed, I'm not arguing against that. Yeah. But right now, this is a private organization that has come into prominence and is growing in an obviously haphazard way.
A public relations firm representing the FAIR Plan declined our interview request, noting in a statement that the FAIR Plan's plan of operations, rates, and discounts must be approved by the insurance commissioner. They later stressed that the FAIR Plan's governing committee meetings are private, adding the FAIR Plan has no further response.
It needs to be accountable.
Helen's still waiting to hear from the FAIR Plan about her smoke damage claim,
All of the attic insulation has to be removed.
while continuing to pay for 2 insurance policies, her mortgage, and the home she's renting until it's safe to move back in.
But I haven't received a penny.
And she's bracing for that added FAIR Plan assessment that we'll all soon see on our insurance bills, even though it's still not clear how the FAIR Plan is spending that money.
Now, by all accounts, the only way to require more transparency from the FAIR Plan would be to amend state law. We've sent our findings to the Assembly and Senate insurance chairs. We have an interview scheduled with the insurance commissioner later this week. Of course, Pat will keep you posted.
I can't wait to see that interview, and we've learned so much from your report tonight. So thanks for the follow-up in advance.
That's why I'm here.
All right, Julie. Well,